Hello, coolers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with Lionel Messi, as it has been reported that Paris Saint-Germain are working to renew Messi's contract for 2 years, and the report claims that Messi is open to that idea. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about this transfer report claiming that Barcelona are keeping an eye on this 25-year-old Mexican midfielder who plays for Ajax by name Edson Alvarez. They see him as one of the potential candidates for Busquets' replacement. This is according to a report from Spanish outlet Sport. So callers, before we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you're very welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barca, Barca, Barca. In a complete circle of events, Barcelona have been linked to none other than Lionel Messi, their former captain, who left the club in the summer of 2021 on a free transfer. He joined Paris Saint-Germain, forming what sounded like an incredible attack alongside Neymar and Kylian Mbappe. Why his first year was one to forget, Leo has gone all guns blazing this season and is once again among the best players in the world. For context, he has scored 6 goals and provided 9 assists in Ligue 1, sitting just one behind Neymar in 16 for direct goal contributions. Evidently, now performing back on a level he is expected to, the fans have warmed up to him and the club is ready to offer him a 1 + 1 year contract extension, as reported by Le Parisien. Messi has already admitted in a couple of interviews at this point about how he is feeling much more at home in Paris this campaign, as such he is open to the idea of renewing his contract. However, it has been repeated time and time again at this point that Messi and his family will not take a decision on his professional future, at least until after the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Argentina are among the favorites for that trophy, and the legendary captain has already confirmed that it would in fact be his last World Cup. Until then, expect more rumors, twists and turns about Leo's future. Messi's future have been one of the most talked about in recent months. Barcelona have strongly been linked again, even though nobody can draw any conclusions on where Messi will end up next season. His contract at Paris, as we all know, expires at the end of the season. And looking at the way Messi have been performing this season, of course, Paris are hoping that he can extend his stay at the club. As we all know, Messi have three options that we can get from his camp after the World Cup. Either renewing at PSG, as this report is claiming, return to Barcelona, as we have been talking about the Barca links again, or going to the MLS in the USA, playing for maybe David Beckham's Inter Miami club, who have strongly been linked as well. So right now, Messi is focused on his Argentina national team and the FIFA World Cup. It's only after that we can hear anything from Messi's entourage about what his decision is like, moving forward. So Barcelona, Laporta himself have always been mentioning that he would like to give Messi a proper farewell, something that 2021 he left in a very sad way that it angered many people, because Messi was not happy. It just came as a surprise, even though Laporta always claims his hands were tied. He had no option. La Liga fair play rules was so difficult, and Messi, there was no way, even if because Messi did up to take a salary cut of 50%, only for La Liga to say no, it's still impossible for Barca to keep him. So that was a problem. He left crying. A legend of Messi's caliber crying was something sad to see. So Laporta thinks that bringing back Messi will make his second tenure as Barca president be more better, because right now Laporta knows very well that many fans are still angry. They are still sad about everything, and that will not be the best thing to do. So Laporta wants Messi to return, something that Xavi himself is also open to that idea according to reports, and they want Messi to return to the Camp Nou. Of course, personally, if you ask me, I'll say I'm also open to the idea of Messi coming back to Barcelona. It's not gonna be, nobody can, I don't know if it will work, but I hope he does return. But one thing that still worries me sometimes is the fact that Laporta and Messi, according to what I've been hearing, they are still not in talking terms. When Laporta went to the Ballon d'Or gala, I think 2 weeks ago, something like that, you know, like he himself told the media that he will go to Paris and he will ensure that Messi meet with him. But unfortunately, there was no meeting, no phone call, nothing. And so definitely it seems as though those two are not still in talking terms. So unless Laporta try to mend things, then it is unlikely you will see Messi back in Barcelona colors next season. But I think Laporta will be trying hard to ensure that it happens, which means he needs to come into terms with Messi again before they can negotiate for a possible return to the Nou Camp next season. So let's just see how it goes. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, Barcelona's biggest goal for the 2023 summer market is to find a replacement for captain Sergio Busquets. The veteran midfielder has been unrivaled in his defensive midfield position for nearly a decade and a half at this point. And at this point, he, has one step out of the club. If rumors are true, Busquets could be on his way to the MLS next summer, with the prospect of him joining Inter Miami looming large. The problem with replacing the 34-year-old, however, is that his profile is probably one of one in football. Barca have enjoyed immense success with him at the helm and have been looking for someone who can replicate his profile for years. At this point, though, finding any defensive midfielder is more important. Wolverhampton Wanderers Ruben Neves seems to be on top of the short list of replacements, but sports suggest that Barcelona are also keeping tabs on Ajax's Edson Alvarez. The Mexican midfielder plays with an Ajax side that are aiming to play the same brand of football as Barcelona. He has been the Amsterdam outfit starting pivot for nearly 3 seasons running now, and is attracting attention from top European clubs. Chelsea made an offer worth 50 million euros in the last week of the window to Ajax for the Mexican services, but were rejected due to lack of replacements. The rumors suggest that Ajax would ideally accept an offer worth that much, should they receive it in time. Barcelona at present do not want to shell out 50 million for the Ajax star, but are keeping a watchful eye on him to see how the situation develops. Barcelona continue to extend their options, bring many options when it comes to potential candidates to be Busquets replacement. And now talking about this new name, this guy from Ajax, we know we have a very good relationship with Ajax when it comes to transfers. We have exchanged a lot of players in recent history, and it won't be surprising that Barcelona take serious caution about this guy because he's from Ajax and we play similar kind of football, So, Captain Sergio Busquets, it is very certain that he will leave. His contract expires this season, and it's just sad that in his last season at Barca, he has not been performing too well, and many fans are not happy with him, even being whistled by fans at Camp Nou sometimes. It shouldn't be the way a veteran of his caliber should be leaving the club. But definitely there's no question that Busquets knows very well that he will be leaving, and his destination, according to multiple reports, will be the MLS. So let's see how it goes, if Barcelona will actually get this guy from Ajax or Ruben Neves or whatever. Nobody knows who will be there when Busquets leaves. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.